Hey everyone, it's Kevin here with reviews about anything, and today we have the Logitech G Pro Wireless again, and I've had the mouse for about a week, and I have decided to return the mouse. For me personally, it's just not the best mouse. Also, I've encountered some issues with it that are reminiscent of my old mouse that you guys may have seen me compare to in the last video, which is the G903 right here. So this mouse here still has that double click issue. I have ran into it twice during just the first week of ownership. So that is a no-go for me. This mouse I had for several months before I had that issue. So yeah, I don't want to keep the mouse for those reasons. It also, the scroll wheel on this one is nowhere near as good as the one as the 903. I know I mentioned this in my previous video, like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm gonna want to go from the infinite scroll wheel and the very positive ratcheting of this one in comparison to the more traditional style scroll wheel that one is. So that's one thing I miss. Also, the click on it isn't very positive in comparison to. You can even hear the difference. I'll bring them a little closer, but it's just a very reassuring click on the mouse. I was using this to play Apex Legends and some other games, and whenever you go to ping an item or a spot in Apex Legends, you're able to click the scroll wheel, and you let other people know what you're doing or if you found something and stuff like that. And I often had misclicks with this mouse, which I never had that issue with the 903. So I don't know if it's just this specific unit. I don't know if it's the design or the button they use on the specific mouse. But for me, that was an issue. Also, another issue for me is I have rather large hands. I can easily, hide even the 903 pretty much in my hand. And the side buttons on this mouse are just too small for me personally. I preference these much larger, longer buttons on the 903. So, it tracking wise, lightness, the feel of the mouse are all good. I preference this still a little bit. I like the extended top on this. I generally kind of do the palm kind of claw grip is my hybrid-esque. And on this mouse, it just seems a little too flat to me to be able to feel like I'm pushing more into the mouse. Other than that, I like the comfort grooves they built into this. I like the nice clean aesthetic of it. This is a very busy looking mouse, obviously. It's there's a lot going on there. I do enjoy the lightweight. After using, I dedicated myself for basically, it was just over a week to just this mouse. I only use that mouse. And then last night, I switched back to my 903, and I was like, oh wow, there is a weight difference. Like when I first unboxed it, if you guys watched that video, I was like, oh, it doesn't seem like there's a huge weight difference between these two mice. But after using it and actually, gaming with it, doing daily productivity things, just even internet scrolling, using different programs and stuff like that, there is a huge, not huge, but there is a noticeable weight difference between the two. Other than that, I don't know how prolific this issue is with the double clicking on the G903. I saw it was on the G Pro versus the 903. I know I've seen online less people complaining about this one in comparison to the 903, but this is a newer mouse. There was the G900, then the G903, and now the G903 SE. So there are 3 iterations of this one for people to complain about, where there's only essentially 1 iteration of this, obviously, to complain about here. So time will tell, obviously. I know a lot of people say having the charge mat is part of the issue. I do not have the charge mat. I've been just using it on a standard mouse pad, like I would with any other mouse. And like I said, within the first basically 9 days of using this mouse solely, I had 2 misclick issues. One while gaming and one while just using the internet. So, that was a no-go for me. I tried a bunch of different solutions. A lot of people say, move the USB receiver that comes with these mice into different USB ports. Sometimes it's weird with USB 2, sometimes it's weird with USB 3. Try using compressed air and blowing through the switches and all this other stuff like that. Turning it off, clicking it like 50 times on each switch to dissipate the static electricity in them. I've tried all this stuff on both mice, and I still will only get like a double click on this mouse once a week maybe, but this one I'd already, within the first couple days I had a misclick, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be like this. And then the next day it had a double click. So, I just don't want to deal with it anymore, especially for how much this mouse costs. So yeah, I got it on sale. I got it for like $100, but still it's $100 mouse. I've seen these on sale at Best Buy and for the SE model, the new one with the Hero sensor, which is even better than the one I have right here. I think I saw them for like $70-$80 at one point when that's a $150 mouse. So, this is normally $150. This used to be $150. I'm not sure what the MSRP is on this now, but I know this I rarely see on sale for less than $120, and this one I've seen I think as low as like $70-$80. So if you're having the same amount of issues or even less issues with this one, I don't really see the purpose of getting the G Pro, unless if you are super paranoid or super concerned about weight, then I can see you're using the G Pro. But Razer has a new ultralight mouse that's supposed to be really good. I want to try that one. I'm going to try to see if I can find it today when I return this mouse. I'll maybe pick that one up and make a video on it. I know other companies have ultralight mouses, obviously, with all the weight cutting by removing plastic from the outer shell and having like the hexagonal pattern. But all those are wired mice, and after going wireless, I really don't want to go back to a wired mouse. I personally noticed an improvement in my gaming using a wireless mouse. I also just prefer it for productivity reasons as well. I really hope, for me personally, if I was going to talk directly to Logitech, I would tell them to make this mouse with some of the influences from this. So maybe smooth this out here, create a direct line across, kind of similar to here. Direct line across, make it the 2 individual buttons. You can keep a lot of this here, but maybe meet the plastic up a little bit, or maybe do some crazy weight cutting, like do the honeycomb pattern on the back and on the bottom, and then keep the design and just go more radical with it. Like, I could see you going either way. I'd be fine with that, but I really, really, really like the infinite scroll wheel. That is such a great thing for if you're not using your mouse just for gaming. I use my mouse for everything, for productivity, for 3D modeling, for work and things like that. So I would say to do that. But really the main thing is somehow find a way to fix the switches on all. Supposedly it's an issue on all the wireless mice that have the puck to where you can wirelessly charge it. I haven't seen many issues with the ones that don't do that. So I think like the G403 some people use. I haven't really heard many issues about that having a double clicking issue. So I'm guessing it has something to do with there being 2 exposed contacts on the bottom of these. Even if there's plastic in there, obviously you still have those contacts in there that are magnetically affixed to be able to do the wireless charging and everything with the puck. But, somehow fix that and just make this a lighter mouse. You can update the design a little bit or whatever, but if you made this a lighter mouse, I think it would be perfect. I absolutely love this mouse. So, like I said, I'm going to try to find something else, just simply because the double clicking issue is still annoying on this. Hopefully I'll find something today. If not, I'm just going to keep looking around online, see what other people think and say. But until the next video, you guys, rate, like, comment. I almost said rate, that's an old method there. Comment. I try to get back as many comments as I can. Also, if you have a suggestion for another comparison, I won't have this mouse anymore, so we'll have to refer to this video. In my experience with it, I'll be able to just compare it to this and my my other business mouse, the MX Business from Logitech. So, yeah, and I will see you guys in the next video.